What's the line between showing people you're human and awkward overshare? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Speakeasy Academy podcast. I am your host, Joe Camerlinghi, where we talk all things communication and storytelling and help you become a better communicator and increase your earning power. So I have a friend, and he does some hot tub updates. Shout out Matt Bassett for those amazing things at Northwestern Home Loans. Sitting in his hot tub, musing about the world, maybe the home buying market, the home loan market. But I love him. I love listening in and hearing what Matt's sharing, maybe some deep insight. Matt is also a part of Warrior Impact, and we've done some stuff together with the Scotch Golf Tournament and helping doing the storytelling of some of the stories that impact the vets and the veterans, both from first responders to serving in our armed forces as well. And in that setting, we do our utmost to put together professional stories. We want to hear the emotion. We want to share both the raw pain, but also the joy and the thankfulness that a lot of these first responders and veterans have that go through these cohorts. And the Scotch Golf Tournament helps that. So that's a different setting. But in Matt's hot tub social media updates, I think a lot of times you see the clear sky, maybe some snow falling, but it's a totally different setting. So again, back to that line and the things that we're talking about with trying to be both a professional speaker, but not give people the over-polished, filter it through AI with the look, the sound, maybe make yourself an avatar, whatever that is. So we want to come through authentically, but we also want to be professional. And each setting is different. That's why I use that example off the top. In one case, we are heavily editing and creating a professional environment because that's what the story calls for. In the other one, what I love about Matt is it's just a fun way to interact with his clients, do a social media post. Maybe it's about what's going on in the market. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's about loving the home that you already have or the things that you have, appreciating the small things that are going on in life. And when I actually challenged AI, right, as I mentioned at the beginning, to come up with ideas, they mentioned the commute, the CEO commute, as they called it. And there's a great way that you could do an external post, social media post, on your way to work. Maybe, hopefully, you're doing it safely. If you're driving, you pull over just for a few minutes and share a short video of what's going on in your day. I've seen a lot of those as well. Or maybe it's an internal communication. You update employees, or maybe you're a manager and you update your team. Send out a word of encouragement rather than sending out an email or something that's cold, or even if sometimes you do it in person, like you don't want to interrupt their days too much. So you're like, hey, let's cancel the meeting. Today just calls for a short video on the commute that encourages people, sets them up for the day, for the project, whatever it is. And I think that's something that has great value. And again, I go back to there was a time where it felt like videos, just the professional level fell, right? The infancy of YouTube and the continuing jump cuts, the whole things that we've talked about. But I actually think there's beauty in that now because it shows that you're a human creating a video. And there's a time and a space for the professionalism that you need in storytelling. And there's a time and space where I want to coach people how to be authentic and yet professional and be human. And so I think there's a wide range. And I think we all know when there's a line of like, yeah, that's kind of awkward. And sometimes that line might be different for you. But I think, again, what's appropriate can be pretty clear sometimes. And there's lots of gray area, but I think there's a wide space for someone to be able to share what's going on. Maybe it's your walk. Maybe it's your own walk during the afternoon and you want to record your thoughts to share again with your team or with your clients, thoughts that come to mind. And it's a great way to do it. Podcasts are one way to share the thoughts. That's a lot of what I'm doing right now. But again, it's something authentic, something real that's going on in your world, that you let people in, you let them behind the curtain, you break the third wall, right? The Office is famous for kind of creating that style. It existed a little bit before, not in the sitcom world, but that kind of behind the scenes, Hard Knocks think kind of style. But also, yeah, well, Hard Knocks is heavily edited. There's a lot of raw stuff in the beginning, and coaches didn't like that. But that is a great example of sometimes letting people in, seeing the humanness, seeing the things go on, actually bring people together and bring your clients, your employees together, bring them in, help them see you, see behind what your heart is for whatever it is that you're sharing or the things that you guys need to do together. Again, I don't want to get into an HR. I'm not an HR person on what is kind of like too much. I think there's a case for that, but I think there's also a case for knowing the right things and being able to share them. So it's a great way to do it. I've helped people with CEO transition videos where the outgoing CEO has a message and then someone's coming in. Some professional, again, internal communications, putting a video together for employees. But there's all times you don't have to have a transition like that to share. Maybe you lead a weekly management team and you want to get people ready. Say they're not sharing that week some of the issues that are going on. Instead of waiting till the meeting, record a short video on the commute, a walk, someplace where you're just, the thoughts are coming to you. Share them. And if the first one doesn't come out the way you want it to, then you can scrap it. But just keep trying. Keep doing that sort of thing till you get it to the place. And again, don't nitpick. If it's good enough, if there's a level there where you just roll with it. I mean, obviously, if it feels like a complete disaster, you can scrap it. But again, just keep practicing and keep doing it. And the more you do it, the better you will be. And those sorts of things go a lot longer and go a lot further than a hype video, ultra polished presentation that you can do especially for internal communications or external even. There is a time and place for it. And again, there is a boundary, but there's also a time and place for just being humans and doing a short video that shows that you're a human and you have some thoughts and you want to get those across. So maybe I'll post a link to if I can find one of Matt's hot tub musings. I can't remember what he calls them exactly, but there are lots of examples out there that you can check out. I've seen, again, people doing a walk and sharing what's going on. And it makes a huge difference. Now, can AI even do that? Yeah, I've seen AI posts of someone that's kind of like trying to pretend, they're at a walk and doing a post. But you can tell there's a difference. There's the pauses like we talked about last week. There's the other things that make it authentic, that make it separate and stand out from the noise that's out there, the polished noise that is out there. So give it a shot. Even if you're someone who's like, well, I'm not a CEO or I'm not a manager right now and I don't lead a team. If you're someone who's trying to work their way up, try recording those videos. It will help you with the opportunity when someone asks you, hey, what do you feel is going on in this company? Hey, how can we improve things? When you start to record yourself and you start to do those authentic sharings, authentic videos and thoughts, that will help prepare you when you have to do it live. You'll have something that you remember and being like, gosh, I just think if we could just fix this one thing in the process, and you never get the opportunity at the meeting, or when you do, it passes you by, record it. Do it in that setting, and that will help you to be authentic when you have the opportunity for when the manager says at the meeting, hey, Bill, hey, Sarah, hey, whoever, what do you think is going on here? And how can we improve things? If you do these little commute time videos, you will be able to share in a story and communicate better the way that you feel like things can improve. So that's the thought this week, that do those recordings, do those authentic things and share them both internally and externally. Again, with each one has its different boundaries, if you will, of whether it's how much information to share, how much authentic and language and those sorts of things, those particulars that I help people with. But there is a lot of value in them. Hope you enjoyed this week. Speakeasy Academy, reminder, head to the website. All sorts of offerings for you to improve your business, your personal communication, whether it's you're an employee, like I said, or CEO. I have something for you to help you communicate better. Public speaking, public relations, whatever it is, we'll get you taken care of. So head to the website, book a free call or book a power session, and we'll get together. Take care.